Spiritborn is back on top in Season 9 of Diablo thanks to the new unique item, the Balazan's Pants, and I know a ton of you will be looking for an efficient leveling build which can take you to the end game when you can switch to that OP build. Look no further because today I have the fastest leveling build for Spiritborn here, the Evade Spiritborn, which moves around the battlefield super fast whilst destroying everything in its path with auto aim. The best thing is it requires no specific items, no specific aspects, it's good to go with absolutely no requirements. And don't worry, I'll explain how we can spam this on both mouse and keyboard and controller setup so no player is left behind. I'll place a link to the build planner down in the comments or description below. So the build is split into two sections, level 1 to 15 and level 15 plus, and this is because the build requires the Eagle Spirit Hall, which is unlocked at level 15, which I'll talk about a little later. For levels 1 to 15, we use a combination of the Rock Splitter basic skill and Quill Volley. I like Rock Splitter because it gives you block chance, which is good for survivability early on, and it innately generates vigor, and whenever you block, you generate even more vigor on top. We then use our vigor, spamming Quill Volley. We can also use Soar for mobility as well as Rushing Claw, and then we also get the Hunter ultimate ability for more additional damage as well as more ferocity stacks for more attack speed. For levels 15 plus, once you unlock the Eagle Spirit Hall, we can respec into our main Evade build. How this works is that we spam Evade, which triggers our Eagle Spirit Hall and fires Storm Feathers towards enemies, which deal tons of damage and makes enemies vulnerable. We lower our Evade cooldown by spamming Thunder Spike, which on every third cast lowers our Evade cooldown by 5 seconds. If you do find some boots with the implicit attacks reduce cooldown by X number of seconds, well that just makes the build buttery smooth from very early on. So how do we spam Thunder Spike with Evade? The important thing is that we need to utilize the hold position function, which by default is bound to shift. This means we can now attack without any enemies being nearby, which lets us use Thunder Spike all the time. We hold down shift and then we hold down our keybind for Thunder Spike, so now we can attack all the time. We bind Evade to mouse wheel up and mouse wheel down, and we add this on top to finish the rotation. So I'm holding shift for that hold position function, I'm holding 1 which is my keybind for Thunder Spike, and then I'm spamming scroll wheel up and down. For controller players it's even easier, but it might cause early arthritis in your fingers. You hold down the button for Thunder Spike, this is L2 for me on my PS5 controller, and keep spamming circle, which is my keybind for Evade. It's easy but can get a little tiring on longer play sessions. Now that we understand how the build works, let's go over the leveling path for this build. For levels 1 to 15 we start off with Rock Splitter and Enhanced Rock Splitter as our basic skill. We then want to unlock Quill Volley along with Enhanced and Advantageous Quill Volley. Then you go back and level up Quill Volley to 5 out of 5. Put 1 point into Vigorous and 1 point into Velocity. We can then unlock Soar, which is great for mobility. 2 points into Vigorous and 2 points into Velocity, so we can put 1 point into Brilliance and 3 points into Acceleration. Put 1 point into Rushing Claw and Enhance Rushing Claw, and then 1 point into Brilliance. 1 point into the Hunter Ultimate, and 1 point into the Harmonious Hunter. At this point, assuming you have all the Altars of Lilith, you want to switch over to the level 15 to 60 version of the build. You should be able to pump 25 points straight into the initial part of the build, which means we get 4 points into Thunder Spike, Enhanced and Accelerated Thunder Spike, we get Soar and Enhanced Soar, 3 points into Mirage, 1 point into Focal Point and 1 point into Diminishment, 3 into Apex, 3 into Brilliance, and 3 into Acceleration, and then 1 into the Hunter, 1 into Harmonious Hunter, and 1 into the Exalted Hunter. For our next set of points, we get all these passives here, which grant us bonuses whenever we use our ultimate skill, the Hunter. So you do want to incorporate this in your rotation as you're spamming Evade. Initially, we get 1 point into Resolution, 1 into Sustenance, 1 into Intricacy, 1 into Spiritual Attunement, and then you want to put 3 points into Supremacy. At this exact point, you should be able to unlock your key passive Vital Strikes, which not only boosts your damage against vulnerable enemies, which if you remember Storm Feathers do apply, but Vital Strikes also heals you, and this alone can help you survive most things whilst leveling. Next we get Armored Hide and Enhanced Armored Hide. Armored Hide you want to use defensively most of the time. We then level up to get the Hunter to 5 out of 5, and you get Measured Soar afterwards up here, and then go back and get Reinforced Armored Hide, and level up Armored Hide to 5 out of 5 to reduce its cooldown. We then get Counterattack, Enhanced Counterattack, and Reinforced Counterattack. We tend not to use Counterattack actively, it's more for the passive bonus, and with Reinforced Counterattack we passively gain Critical Strike damage bonus, which is huge for our damage. Finally, we focus on maxing out all of our passives for the remainder of our skill points. We get 3 into Unrestrained Power, 2 into Diminishment, 3 into Perseverance, 1 into Patient God for 3 into Auspicious, 1 into Anti-Venom, so you can also put 1 into Nourishment. Then you want 2 points into Resolution, 2 into Intricacy, and then the 1 final point you have into Initiative. As this is a leveling build, there is absolutely no requirement for any aspects or items. However, there are 2 really easy aspects to obtain from dungeons, which will boost your survivability. These are the aspect of Might, which will give us more damage reduction because we're spamming our basic skill all the time. And the second aspect is the aspect of Disobedience, so we gain more armor stacks for more survivability. If you do get lucky on your RNG journey as you level, especially when you level up higher and higher, some good aspects to look out for include aspect of Haste for your boots for more movement speed, aspect of Unyielding Hit, which becomes more potent as you get higher level and overcap your armor, and will increase your damage by a lot whenever you cast Armored Hide. We have aspect of Falling Feathers, which will create these falling feathers which do even more damage when you spam Evade. And then we have aspect of Moonrise. As we're spamming our basic ability, which will trigger this aspect, it will boost our attack speed, letting us spam it even faster, and give us more movement speed on top. As I mentioned, you don't need any unique items for the leveling portion of this build, but if you do happen to get the Sepazon unique staff, it will let you spam Evade even faster, as it will treat every cast of Thunderspike as the third cast, which is the cast which reduces your Evade cooldown by 5 seconds. So yeah, keep a lookout for this unique. If you do get it whilst leveling, lucky days, your build is going to feel even faster. For Season 9, we do have the Heradric Spells Seasonal Mechanic, which if you focus on the seasonal quest line early on, you'll be able to unlock these potent abilities as you level. Look for the Thunderous Particle Infusion, which will deal more lightning damage on top and just increase your damage even more. And then for your Arcanas, you want Invigorating Helix for more healing, Bottled Wind for more defensive layers through Barrier, and then once you've got a barrier, you can even get something like the Conceited Aspect on your gloves for even more damage. And then my final Arcana is Shifting Power for more movement speed whenever you cast your Cosmic Anomaly Catalyst. Probably the most important gems whilst leveling are skulls on your jewelry to make sure your armor capped, which is especially important later on in the leveling process when you want to push higher and higher world tiers. You can even put skulls on your weapon if it's a legendary for more healing, and then I put emeralds on my armor for more dexterity. There are also Heradric jewels this season, which will give you armor on your jewelry as well as resistances to all your elements. These are better than just skulls on your jewelry, but yeah, they might be a little bit harder to obtain. So there you have it, my Evade Spiritborn build, which will have you going from level 1 to 60 in absolutely no time. If you enjoyed what I talked about today, remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Diablo 4 builds as we get deeper into Season 9. I'm Mr. Ronit, and that's it for today. Peace out, guys.